3 Republican interns were reportedly kicked out of an Uber car earlier this week after the driver noticed what they were wearing. Well, to tell us what caused this expulsion from Uber, we're joined by 20-year-old Matthew Handy, along with fellow congressional interns Elijah Allison and Adria Barrington, who were also in the car at the time. First of all, isn't it fun to be an intern in Washington in the summer? Come on, guys. Like, it's like the coolest thing to do. So congrats on getting the internships. Okay, let's start with you, Matthew. What the heck happened? Okay, I'm getting a hint because of what's in front of you. Where were you guys going, by the way? You're all together. Where are you headed?
We were headed to the D.C. MAGA meetup. So at the Trump Hotel every month, second Tuesday, they do a D.C. MAGA meetup. So all the Trump
Make America Great Again meetup.
All the Trump supporters get together. We mingle. We exchange business cards, and then just talk about current events. So that's where we were going. Yeah. And we called the Uber, and he shows up at the George Washington University where we're staying.
Okay.
And he sees us, and he's like, "Is that a Make America Great Again cap?"
Now, were you wearing, two of you wearing the caps?
We had them in our hand just like this. And so, I mean, he couldn't see anything, so it was pretty much...
Very observant.
Yeah. And so he's like, "Is that the hat?" And we're like, "Yeah." And so he's like, "I can't do this ride." And so, you know, we're kind of looking at each other because she was in the car, and he was trying to get in, and I'm standing to the side. And so... we're like, "This is a joke." And he's like, "I'm serious, I can't do this ride." And so I had this happen last month, the same thing happened, but the Uber was joking. So that's why we didn't even try to pursue anything.
Okay, Adria, I got to get you on this. So this is just wild.
Yes.
People get into Ubers with, I mean, I've seen people get into Ubers with bare feet. Okay, I mean, I'd rather have someone with a hat that I disagree with than someone wearing some of the clothes that I see people wearing out there on the streets of D.C.
Right.
But as an African-American woman, apparently a conservative Republican, apparently you're not allowed to think certain things. Right. That's what goes through my mind. You're not allowed to think certain things. Otherwise, you don't deserve to be in this car. I find that to be reprehensible. It's funny to kind of joke about it, but it's not funny in another way. What was going through your mind?
Well, I was frightened. I was angry. But what I was thinking afterwards was, how many times have he done this and gotten away with it? Would this be the new norm? Will we be judged by the way we think? That's the same as being judged by your religion, your gender, or your race. So I was very upset.
Did you get his name?
We did.
Oh, I bet you did. Oh, we're not going to reveal it, but Elijah.
I would say he made a decision, and I respect it. I didn't question him or ask for an explanation because I didn't want things to escalate, you know.
Good for you.
Like we've seen in the recent news, a senator, I believe it was, I can't think of his name. I can't recall his name.
McConnell, yeah. McConnell.
Yes, Mitch McConnell. I
won't tell your boss so you don't know Mitch McConnell's name, by the way. Whoa.
Mitch McConnell, he was ran out of a restaurant, and then his wife also faced some protesters, so I didn't want anything to escalate.
Kirsten Nielsen, we got a cabinet official.
Right.
We have with Stephen Miller, we have Sarah Huckabee. You cannot be. Look at this. This was the Kirsten Nielsen episode at a Mexican restaurant. I guess because if you believe in enforcing the U.S. border, you cannot eat Mexican food. I mean, this is where they've gotten. So you see this happening. You said you respected his decision.
Right.
I would respectfully say to you, I don't respect his decision because it is not up to us to judge people based on whether they're, you could say I disagree with you. Oh, Trump, you're a Trump supporter. You make a funny comment. But to say you're not worthy of a ride, you're not worthy of a ride. I mean, I think of all the great civil rights leaders who struggled for people to be able to be who they are without regard to skin color and gender. And now it's your mind. Correct. You can discriminate against someone for their mind, for their opinions. Matthew.
I mean, of course, I was ticked off. I mean, for this to happen, and you always hear about these things, so with Sarah Huckabee and all the others, and I'm like, this would never happen to me because first, I'm not in the public eye, and there's really no reason for this to happen to people like us. And so it took a while for me to calm down, so I sent out a tweet.
We have it. I requested an Uber to go to a monthly DC MAGA meetup at Trump Hotel, held my faithful red MAGA hat in my hand. I don't think the hat can be faithful, but I know what you're saying. Sorry. I'm a Conan the Grammarian. Mr. looked at me and rudely said, "I cannot take this ride." He had no right to refuse service, especially after the payment was accepted. Uber, unacceptable. Uber responded by saying, "We take this very seriously. Send us a direct message with your email address so we can connect." Did they connect with you?
They did, and I mean, they were no help. They sent the same generated responses, and every time I would say, "You can just call me," because I did send my cell phone number along with my email. They never did call, and so I'm like, do they really want to help?
So Uber, does this? We have to ask Uber right now. Does this apply to individuals who are pro-life, who are Uber drivers, who don't like a Planned Parenthood T-shirt, and maybe it's an older woman who needs a ride somewhere? We can't take you. If that's the Uber policy, then that's fine. Let's just know what that is. You can discriminate against someone on the basis of their thinking, their political opinion, or their mind. Adria, I've got to say, it doesn't surprise me. You had that horrible thing at Starbucks where you had African-American men who were, I think, treated unfairly, and that got a lot of coverage. We'll see if we can get some coverage for this. You guys have a great summer, okay? Great to have you in. I'll go hang out with them after the show.